This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. This is Pete Tesh with St. Lucie EDC, and welcome to our mid-year review and Realtor Roundtable. We got some great information to share with you today. We are broadcasting from 8th Avenue Studios, compliments of Brian Smith. Brian, thanks so much for hosting us. I'm joined today by Jan Dubé, Jessica Taylor, and Jill Marassa. So we have the three J's with us. So again, we have a action-packed and a lot of great business intelligence to share with you today. Just to give you a quick overview of the agenda, we'll start out with Jill Marassa, and she'll be giving us an economic and demographic overview. And then Jessica is going to talk about Zoom Prospector and looking at strategic properties in St. Lucie County. That will be followed up by Richard Tamboni of the Tamboni Companies, and Richard's going to give us an overview of what's going on in Southern Grove in Tradition in Port St. Lucie. That will be followed up by Q&A, and we should have a very interactive session with that. So again, we're delighted that you're joining us today, and we have a lot of excellent information to share with you. So I'm going to turn it over to Jill right now. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Pete. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, for joining us today. We have a full house virtually, and we thank you very much for your interest in St. Lucie County. We are going to begin our economic development presentation and are very excited to share all of the activity happening here in our community. First, we'll start off with just a brief on the community makeup. We have about 330,000 residents in the Tri-County area, about 640,000, including Martin and Indian River County. We're a young community with an average age of 44. 54% of the community is between the ages of 20 and 65, with households of families at approximately 70% of the 124,000 households. Our labor force currently stands at about 142,000. Regional on the Tri-County is about 280,000. Pre-COVID, we had an unemployment rate at 3.4%. And our current unemployment rate for June is 10%. Community growth. From 2000 and 2010, St. Lucie County grew at about 85.3%, from 192,000 to 278,000 residents. This graph from 2015 to 19 shows our average growth year over year for the past 5 years at 2.5% growth per year. Our outcommute patterns on our workforce, 67% of residents in St. Lucie County outcommute for work each day, which is data supporting the migration during the uptick in population growth. About 53,000 residents commute to Palm Beach County and south each day. Our average wage data. Currently, St. Lucie County's average wage, low-cost wages of $18.94 for business. What you see on this graph is a Southeast region average wage comparison. The average wage differential per hour is about $5.50. So having your workforce here is a lower cost of doing business. Our housing data as well, median home sales in St. Lucie County currently are at about $245,000. Compared to the Southeast Florida, average differential of home prices is about $126,000 in the 5-county region. Residential permit activity. We've included this data because we get a lot of inquiries on it. I thought it would be interesting. Showed you a 5-year trend here on the single family permits for City of Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, and unincorporated St. Lucie County. You can see the uptick each year from 2016 to 2019. Currently, single-family permits this year are at 1863. We're at 62% of the permits for June of 2020. On a multifamily 5-year trend, you can see we had low multifamily back in 16-17. There was an uptick in multifamily in 2018-19, and currently for June 2020, we're at 47% of that permit data. So we should be equal to or greater by the end of this year on COs for multifamily. Business expansion and attraction, my favorite thing to do each and every day. So this is a 4-year project activity update. You'll see here 16 data through 2019. The graph shows the number of projects each year, the number of existing employees, existing or new space, and new job creation. The total on the right-hand side in the blue square shows that we have 34 highlighted economic development projects over the last 4 years. Existing jobs, 4,912 with over 1.8 million square feet of new or existing facility space, for a total of new job creation of 1,871, give or take plus or minus, so a little bit about 6,800 jobs in total on our project activity update. Targeted industries, we get a lot of inquiries on what are your targeted industries, and here they are. Over the last 4 years, we've had 20 business expansion projects and 14 new business attraction. Very heavy in the manufacturing sector, as you can see. Actually, last year we were the county that had the largest job growth in manufacturing. We focus on life science, professional services, aviation, marine, headquarters, aquaculture, and distribution as well. Here's some of the brand names for project activity. Who are those companies? Who's expanding? Who's coming to St. Lucie County? As you can see, some of those national brands: Builders First Source, Amazon, Cleveland Clinic, Drexel Metals, a Carlisle Group, Director, High Power, this is most of the projects over the last couple of years. So our mid-year review, hot projects. We're going to start at the North County, and basically what I wanted to show you here is the diversified types of projects we have throughout the county and the industries that are being served here. A1 Roof Truss, one of the largest roof truss manufacturers in the state of Florida. They've been here for over 20 years. They currently have 100,000 square feet campus. They're expanding with 60,000 square feet. They have over 250 jobs with 28 new jobs to be created. What I want to highlight here is site plan approval. Their site plan was approved in 4 weeks. It's something that we pride ourselves on, speed to market and getting folks out of the ground, and that's in unincorporated St. Lucie County. Pursuit Boats, 37-year-old manufacturer here in unincorporated St. Lucie County as well. They have over 200,000 existing square feet in their campus. Last year, mid-June, they put in for a 3-phase, 536,000 square foot expansion. Their first expansion of 181,000 square feet has just been CO'd. This also was a speed to market project, 5-week approval. We held their groundbreaking in September of 2019. We were on target to open those doors by June of 2020, and those doors have been opened. 400 existing jobs, 200 new jobs. Amazon, everyone knows the infamous Amazon and the smiley face last mile delivery station came into our community quietly mid-year of 2019, took an existing 60,000 square foot facility for their warehouse operations on the last mile 55 to 60 mile radius. That project from August to December created over 1,500 new jobs. Additionally, it created 7 small businesses on the DSP service provider, those little smiley vans that deliver your packages each and every day. Now coming into a little south, this is a project that is both the city of Fort Pierce and unincorporated St. Lucie County. Natalie's Orchid Island Juice Company has been in Fort Pierce for over 25 years. They have 67,000 existing square feet. They acquired a 55,000 square foot facility. They're expanding it to 100,000 square feet, retaining 150 jobs, and will be creating 50 new jobs. This project is part of a $1.9 million Governor's Job Growth Grant with a contribution from FPUA, the Fort Pierce Utilities, to build a master lift station up in the jobs corridor in the North County. That will aid 37 existing parcels, 12 greenfield parcels. So we'll have a master lift station up there to serve those parcels for economic development. Concrete Impressions out of South Florida, Pompano Beach, sound wall manufacturer. Actually, they are a neighbor of Precast Specialties that moved up here back in 2016. And they are adjacent to their 75-acre parcel. Concrete Impressions bought 18 acres, 15 new jobs in the city of Fort Pierce, and they are active right now. Cleveland Clinic. Florida Research and Innovation Center, Cleveland Clinic's Learners Research Institute, one of the most respected research institutes in the country. They acquired the former VGTI Vaccine and Gene Therapy Institute, 107,000 square foot state-of-the-art research lab. They acquired that last year through an agreement with the city of Port St. Lucie. This is their first true large brick and mortar site outside of Cleveland in their 125-year history. That facility is now upticking with researchers and scientists. Their focus is COVID and diseases. So we are really excited to see this project grow and expand. And Cleveland Clinic is now the primary care healthcare provider in our Tri-County region as they acquired all of the hospitals. Tamco, if you drive on 95 north or south, you can't miss this beautiful 411,000 square foot facility. They've been in Port St. Lucie for 30 years. They are the manufacturing arm of City Electric Supply, a $1 billion privately held company. They consolidated their 6 buildings into this new one state-of-the-art manufacturing, distribution, and packing center, creating new 50 jobs and retaining 210 jobs in the city. About 90% of their employees actually are city residents. Oculus Surgical, 125-year-old German manufacturer of eye surgical equipment. They have been in St. Lucie County and Port St. Lucie since 2012. They acquired a company in Martin County a couple of years ago and decided to consolidate their operations in Port St. Lucie as well. They acquired 10 acres in Tradition Center for Commerce. They'll be building a new state-of-the-art manufacturing sales service facility, retaining 28 new jobs and creating 50 new jobs. Excel International recently announced this project. Wire and cable manufacturer, predominantly for the aviation and aerospace industry. They are headquartered in Connecticut with another location in Indiana. They acquired 40 acres also in Tradition Center for Commerce. They will be building a new 150,000 square foot facility on 10 acres and new jobs of 125. And our newest project that was just announced about a week or so ago is Legacy Park at Tradition by Sandstone Group, a new industrial development that corners Becker Road, exit 114, and Village Parkway. 300 acres, which will be comprised of over 3 million square feet. Phase 1 is currently in its process, 65 acres with over 1 million square feet of DC and multi-tenant space, and we anticipate dirt turning in December of 2020. Just a little quick review, hot industrial greenfield sites. My colleague Jessica is going to do a great job and do a flyover of these sites, but just to show you some greenfield sites here in the county with some specialty. Airport West Commerce Park up by the Treasure Coast International Airport. County owned 75 acres. We just had a 5-0 vote yesterday at the Board of County Commissioners for a new 100,000 square foot concrete manufacturer to jumpstart this park. Treasure Coast Research Park. County-owned park, right now 30 acres contiguous with 3 acres up through 30 in that U shape, as you can see there. That is adjacent to the Sunshine Kitchen, which is a 24/7 commissary, as well as IFAS and USDA. So we're looking at food, beverage, pharma, anything that's clean energy that would be complementary to the existing uses there. Thomas Produce Site, 65 acres off of 95 and Kings Highway. Just south of Love's, right across the way, is a new Wawa retail and potential hotel. So that's going to be a nice site for development. Midway Business Park, 200 acres. That's center point in the city. That is for industrial, heavy, light, commercial, and some retail on the Midway side. And then in the Port St. Lucie corridor and the Southern Groves, we have Tamboni Tradition, and you'll hear from Richard and Tamboni Tradition in a few minutes as well as our sponsor today. City of Port St. Lucie retains 800 acres in the Southern Groves, as you can see there, for entertainment district, retail, commercial, multi-family. So if you're interested in any of those, we have land. And also the Legacy Park that we just talked about, the 300 acres on the Becker Village Parkway, industrial development and multi-tenant. Couple of existing buildings for those that need immediate occupancy. We have 4 really great sites right now, right off of I-95, within a mile to a mile and a half. As you can see, we have anything from 5,000 square feet up to 100,000 square feet. 3 of those properties sit at exit 121 on 95, and the last property to the right sits on I-95 off of exit 126, 1 mile. These are all light manufacturing, distribution, warehouse. They're all attractive. And like I said, the minimums of 5,000 up through 100,000 square feet. We have some inquiries on retail, commercial, mixed use, so I just wanted to share some information on that as well for the folks out there today. Tradition Center for Commerce on the corner of Becker and Village. The city will retain 45 plus acres on that forefront adjacent to the Legacy Park at Tradition. And that retail commercial corridor is really attractive for a supermarket anchor and other attractive businesses that will serve a very large residential base to the west, as well as all of the industry that's happening in Southern Groves and Tradition Center. Becker Road corridor, they don't get much love often, but it's a really good site for those of you that are unfamiliar to the east-west corridor off exit 114 as well, going over to Martin County. It's a very densely populated area with residential, and you'll see that on Jessica's Landfly. Just going up north on the Fort Pierce, Fort Pierce has a retail strategy currently underway in their CRA boundary. They also put out a new impact fee moratorium. So if you are retail, mixed use, or any of those commercial uses, there is an impact fee moratorium for the next 12 months to spur economic development in that CRA. Also in the downtown Fort Pierce Lincoln Park, we do have 3 opportunity zones. We get asked about opportunity zones often. These are not really lend itself to industrial, but they are attractive for affordable workforce housing, retail, and small business development in small parcels. So if you have an interest, give us a call. We're happy to talk further about it. And incentives, we get a lot of inquiries. Do you have incentives? We do. Do you use incentives? We do. So we have ad valorem tax exemption in both of our municipalities and our county. We have a job growth investment grant for job creation and performance by St. Lucie County that covers the entire county and our cities. Each of our jurisdictions have an impact fee mitigation, expedited site planning and permitting. We pride ourselves, and we do that very well in all of our jurisdictions. And the most important thing is to get dirt turning as quick as possible. Electric utility, we have 2 providers. Florida Power and Light, we're one of the 35 counties that they serve, and we have economic development rates with them, as well as Fort Pierce Utilities Authorities on the north part of the county. They also offer electric utility rates. And we do work with companies on employee training grants. We understand how important workforce development is, and we access those grants at the state, as well as with our partners here locally. And with that, I will hand it over to my colleague, Jessica.
All right. Good morning, everyone. As Joe mentioned, I'm going to take everybody on a virtual tour of the 7 industrial properties and give you all a preview of our dynamic tool. So first, we're going to start off here. We're in Port St. Lucie, and let's go ahead and start off with properties from the south. We're going to look at, if we're on I-95, we're going to go off on exit 114 Becker Road. This is on the west side of I-95, is actually Legacy Park right over here by Sandstone. And you can see that highlighted in green right over here. We're really excited about this. As Joe mentioned, it's going to be about 3 million square feet of industrial and distribution facilities. And this will also include about 45 acres of commercial and retail space. It's a perfect anchor location for a supermarket with all the surrounding residential growth. And I'll show you that residential growth with the Becker Road corridor right here. So in this area between I-95 and the Turnpike, there's no retail or commercial. It needs it, okay? There's a lot of opportunity here, except there's a very small, it's a very high density residential area. And there's the one Publix. We're gonna scroll through way down here, Becker Road, Publix at Veranda Falls, which supports all of these high density residential homes. So this area has about 2,500 homes. And also in this white area highlighted over here, that's additional planned residential development. Okay, there's about 5,600 homes being planned. So next we're gonna go back on the tour. We're going to go north from Sandstone, and we're focusing on the property highlighted in yellow. This is the city-owned property, about 800 acres. It's going to be ideal for entertainment facilities, commercial, and industrial properties. Continue to traveling north on Village Parkway with I-95 to the east. Outlined in orange are about 84 acres under master development by Richard Tamboni and the Tamboni companies, which he will go into more detail with very shortly. Next, we're going to hop on I-95 and travel north. We're going to get off on the I-95 on exit 118 and travel about 10 miles north to Midway Road, exit 126. And we're going to land on the Midway Business Park. The Midway Business Park is about 230 acres with great I-95 frontage. This lot range is between 1.6 and about 64 acres. So just a few miles north, after the crisscross of I-95 and the Turnpike, is the Treasure Coast Research Park. It's ideal for pharma and food and beverage and ag. Okay. Next, we're looking just a couple seconds north to Thomas Produce. It's about 65 acres, and it's going to be across from a Wawa and a really cool retail center. Lastly, a little bit further north into Fort Pierce, highlighted in green is the Airport Commerce Park. This is county owned and ideal for aviation, manufacturing, and distribution warehouse. Next, I'm going to show you our Zoom Prospector tool. It's a very dynamic tool that's located on our website, youredc.com. These are all properties from our partners that'll be cross-posted through on FPL and Enterprise Florida. For example, let's walk through very quickly through the community data. If you click here, for example, on Fort Pierce, you can see data about the community, the people, the population, the age distribution, the educational attainment. And then if you click over here to occupation data, it'll give you workforce information. This is all located on our website. Also, if you click next, it'll go to demographics. It'll show you the current age distribution again, and everything about the different total household income, etc. Also, labor force information. And if you just scroll here, total establishments by size, total businesses by business type. And then if you click back, we're going to scroll down to St. Lucie, Port St. Lucie, and you can view the details and the map will take you to the specific location. Okay. And the map also has various layers that you can look at as well. And that is it for me. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Tamboni.
Jessica, I think I'm going to introduce
Okay.
Richard, if that's okay.
Perfect,
but I would just
perfect.
like to say, Jessica, you did a fantastic job explaining Zoom Prospector. And Jill, thank you very much for the thorough and comprehensive overview of St. Lucie County. You can see that St. Lucie County, the EDC, and our partners, we've been incredibly busy. So it's really important to note that the EDC has upgraded its website using Zoom Prospector. We have a very powerful set of tools now to help on new and expanding businesses and the information. So even though Candy Marlowe is not with us here in the 8th Avenue studios, Candy's been really instrumental in getting our website up to world-class status. So in the post-COVID-19 economy, having state-of-the-art research tools is really important for our economic development efforts. So thanks to both of you for a very energetic and informative session. And now it's my pleasure to reintroduce Richard Tamboni. As Jessica mentioned, Richard's company is Tamboni Companies, and he has done a fantastic job here in Port St. Lucie with Tradition. Richard's got a great pedigree in industrial and commercial development all across the United States, and we're really fortunate to have him here in St. Lucie County now. He's also very much involved with the Economic Development Council and is on the board of directors. Richard, thank you so much for being our sponsor this morning, and it's always a pleasure to work with you, sir. I will turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Pete, and the team of EDC. On behalf of Tamboni Company, we're extremely pleased to be participating this morning on the Tradition mid-year update. And like any successful project, it's always a team approach. And we were very, very fortunate to be chosen by the city of Port St. Lucie about a year ago to be the master developer on the first phase of the Southern Groves Tradition project of 84 acres. And it's great to see so many people participating this morning that we deal with on an everyday basis. And as you well know, the success of any project, especially in today's economic times, is partnerships. And the success of what we're going to be describing to you, what's happening at Southern Groves, has been truly the participation of EDC, Wes McCurry of the CRA, Elijah Wooten, the city's navigator, and the city of Port St. Lucie. And although Jill and Jessica did a terrific job describing of what's occurring in Port St. Lucie County, I'm going to kind of concentrate a bit on Southern Groves and what's occurred over the last 12 to 18 months, both by ourselves and the city of Port St. Lucie. Next, please. As you can see, and what's been described, this is a 1,200-acre parcel that we call the Southern Groves piece that goes as far north, as you can see in red there, with the Cleveland Clinic, and goes as far down to Becker Road, where Sansone out of St. Louis will be developing some industrial buildings. And what you'll notice on this is you have I-95 frontage. You have approximately 4 miles of linear feet on I-95. And then just to the west, you'll see that we have a major road going north-south as well. So what you end up happening is 1,200 acres of land between two north-south strategic transportation corridors. And the success of this project has been generated, as you'll see in a couple of minutes, the various projects, because of the location, because of the access, because of the I-95 visibility. And then strategically, this map shows it very well. The majority of interest has been to the north, as you can see, there's various amount of companies, and then to the south, where we're concentrating on industrial, retail, and some commercial. Next, please. We broke this out in two different segments. On this portion to the left, you'll see that we have the Cleveland Clinic expansion. As Joe explained, they just recently took over what I call the old BGTI facility, which is 107,000 square feet. And they're looking to expand as well in the red area. So the main concentration has been where the retail has been, where the medical facilities has been, and then you'll see descriptions as well where Kaiser University is. And then on the right side of the screen, once again, the concentration on our industrial base is being towards I-95 and Becker Road. Next, please. Getting back to the Cleveland Clinic, this was a truly outstanding, positive economic driver for the city of Port St. Lucie when the Cleveland Clinic took over the hospital chain, both in Port St. Lucie County and Martin County. In getting Cleveland Clinic, the name involved with the hospital, and then recently taking over the 107,000 square foot old BGTI facility to concentrate on research and innovation, and concentrating in areas, as you can see below, on the Zika virus, SARS, etc. is the first time in Cleveland Clinic's history that they have done a research facility outside of the Cleveland area. And so this has been a really large, significant push to now concentrate on getting more medical users surrounding Cleveland Clinic. And I know in the very near future, there'll be some future announcements. Next, please. Kaiser University has been there for a few years, and they're on the northern portion of the property as well, across from the Cleveland Hospital. And the reason Kaiser University is significant is they're going to be working with a lot of our companies, both industrial, office, and medical, to concentrate on any programs that they may need for training and educational purposes. Next, please. As previously mentioned, Oculus Surgical closed this year on a 10-acre parcel off of Southwest Discovery Road. And they'll be developing approximately a 50,000 square foot manufacturing facility with expansion. They have presently started some site work, and we anticipate that the end of this year or early 2021, that they'll be building their vertical structure on this site. Next. The concentration, once again, adjacent to Oculus, is that we're finalizing with a hotel. Hotels have been very much want to be in the Southern Groves project. We've had a number of them wanting to locate here. We have chosen one in particular, and we anticipate closing on this site by year end. And this will be a 122-room hotel. Next. Adjacent to the hotel will be a roughly 3.5-acre parcel property that will be utilized for office, retail, and medical. And the current developer on that project is working with a couple tenants. Next. TAMCO was mentioned by Jill. This is really exciting, and it is a consolidation of operations that they had in Port St. Lucie, as well as an expansion. And it's a state-of-the-art 411,000 square foot facility right on I-95. They did a terrific job on the elevations. And one of the positive features of Southern Groves is that we definitely have CCs and Rs that will give restrictions of what can be built within the park, but also gets very involved on landscaping and elevations, because as we all know, especially in South Florida, that by concentrating on quality facilities and a quality park, that will only bring on additional clients. And as you can see, there's been a significant amount of people that have now been involved in Southern Groves and have chosen this as a location. Next, please. AHS recently, back in March, closed on this 20-acre parcel of land. We currently, the city is working with Treasure Coast Planning Council. And the reason I'm mentioning that is part of the overall 1,200 acres is being coordinated a master plan that's being utilizing and speaking with all our users, existing clients, working with West McCurry and the city, and coming up with not only a master plan, but making sure that we have our utilities, our infrastructure in our lakes and aspects in place. And having residential, some housing along with residential, of offices, retail, and industrial is a strategic plan for this 1,200 acres. And AHS is doing 372 market rate units, and I anticipate that they'll be under construction by year end. Next. Accel International recently signed a purchase and sale contract, as previously indicated. They'll be developing a 150,000 square foot manufacturing facility with expansion capabilities. Signer companies out of Jupiter will be developing that facility for them. Next. Part of the strategic plan as well is to try to have as many different types of projects meeting the requirements of the users in the marketplace. And so we've chosen at this point a local developer to develop approximately 40 acres in which he'll be doing flex buildings as well as some smaller warehouse high bay space. And part of this plan by this developer is there's been a significant amount of interest from users from 10 to 40,000 square feet that don't truly want to be in a multi-tenanted facility. They want to be in their own individual buildings with their own signage. And this is the concentration by this developer that will be coordinating the site. Next, please. Project 7, we are dealing with the EDC in the city of Port St. Lucie with a number of economic deals. This is only one of many that is being looked at both here in Southern Groves and the county itself. But this is a very significant project that would be a $100 million total investment. And this project size in the initial phase is approximately 300,000 square feet with expansion capabilities. Next. This is a very exciting project. I think the big missing link in Port St. Lucie County, and more specifically Southern Groves, has been high quality, high bay industrial warehousing. As Jill had shown, there's only really 4 buildings in the county of any significance that can be leased out. There's a very low vacancy factor. And so there was a few various groups that the city was working with. And Sansone Group out of St. Louis was chosen. They recently signed a P&S agreement, and it is anticipated that the first phase of the project, approximately 60 to 70 acres of land, will be doing some speculative development. Robert Smith of CBRE and his team will be doing the marketing of the project. And I'm a true believer that the industrial segment of this marketplace, because of the need, because of the reasonable cost of our land, of our access to I-95 being on Becker Road, 3 miles away from Florida Turnpike, this will be a significant, and you'll be seeing, I think, in the very near future, a number of major announcements of what will be going there. And a big part of this project as well is surrounding it, has been discussed this morning, is putting retail and commercial on Becker Road as well. And so that's the next phase that was going to be discussed. And so we're trying to bring what you see in the northern portion of the property with a number of retail tenants and bringing retail, commercial, some apartments as well to the Becker Road site. Next. And we've been working with the city as well as EDC on a very exciting project called Project Bullet. Once again, another economic opportunity that could be up to 500,000 square feet. And this is just the beginning, in my opinion, of a number of clients and single users that will be coming into this market because of the great incentives of the city of Port St. Lucie, the county, and because of having the potential of large parcels of land, once again, at reasonable prices. Next. And I think that's it for my portion of it. I just want to mention once again that we would love to work with any and all brokers, developers, investors. For any additional information, please go on the EDC website, as well as we have one set up just for Southern Groves called tambonitradition.com that also ties into the EDC site. And for any questions, I know that Jill and the team will be taking them from this point forth. And Wes McCurry of the CRA will be working with me as well. Thank you very much, and really appreciate everybody's participation today.
Thank you, Richard. Now we'll go into question and answers. I know Jen has received a lot of questions through the chat room, and I'll hand it over to Jen to take it from there.
Well, Walter Duke asked if this presentation deck will be made available to everyone who is available on the presentation today.
Yes.
During that, there are no other questions. Again, anyone who's on our presentation currently, if you have questions, please feel free to use the chat room. But other than that, that was our only question this morning.
Do we have the opportunity to take questions from our participants now, just if they want to use audio? Are there any questions from our participants this morning? Okay, it's a quiet group. Obviously, you're all overwhelmed by the multitude of information presented to you. I'd like to thank our presenters today, Jessica Taylor, Jill Marassa, and Richard Tamboni. It was a very comprehensive overview of all the exciting things happening in St. Lucie County. And it's very refreshing to see that we have strong economic activity in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we hope that we'll go forward and have great economic opportunities for our citizens as we go into 2020 and 2021. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions or you'd like to follow up with us, please reach out to anyone at the EDC. And again, I encourage you to look at our website, youredc.com. A lot of the information that was presented today is on our website. If you go to the reports and studies tab, much of the information is presented there. So I wish you all a safe and healthy day, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye now.
This conference will now be recorded.